Hi, and welcome everyone to the End of Life Journey and Beyond, the Sands of Time. My name is Lisa Strahs-Lorenc, and I'm a bereavement specialist. It's good to see you, Susan, during this holiday time.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Lisa. It's really cold here in New York. I
It's
think we
really
had
cold here in
some
Florida.
single temperature days, although it's a little higher today. But I know you got a little bit of cold in Florida. You're
A
down there
lot
for
of cold.
months now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no swimming here.
No, they don't. Oh, and they wouldn't have heated pools, I
They
guess.
do have heated pools. It's
They do.
84, but when you get out, it's 45.
Oh, you can do
So
it.
I don't think I'm doing that. But we want to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, and this is really I'm Susan Capurso, end of life doula and legacy specialist, and I do a few different things with people, but you could always visit my website eastenddoulacare.com. It's right up above me, and take a look at some of the things that I have to offer you. Now, today's today's video is, Lisa and I have both been through this again, as with most of our conversations, right? That's
Mhm.
how we can talk about the things that we do. And it's a hard time of year for some people. So if you're watching this video and you found our YouTube channel, it may be because you're having a little bit of a hard time during this time of year. I know for me, the week before Christmas was really, really tough for me. I'm feeling much better today now that the day is actually over. I
Yeah,
don't know if
I
that's a
want to
mental
repeat.
thing
I
or,
want to repeat something that we had discussed, and that's the anticipation sometimes is
yes,
worse than the day itself. It's thinking about it, it's worrying about it, it's thinking what's going to happen, and then it happens and it doesn't seem as bad. And that happens to a lot of people. So
yeah.
it's
And it is.
interesting.
And I had that terrible anticipation, especially, my boys are a little older now. They're 25 and 30, and they have serious relationships. And I knew that come yesterday, Christmas Day, that at 2 o'clock they were all out of here. All four of them went to the other families.
Yes,
And I know this happens. People get married. It happened with my husband and I and the kids. We split holidays between families, and I knew it was coming. I planned for it for a couple of weeks, but that anticipation of you'll be home alone
yes.
when they leave. And I had a friend invite me to her house. I was going to go, and she got COVID.
Hmm.
So that holiday was canceled. And then I had another family member invite me, and I really was sulky and felt sorry for myself. And I thought, I just don't want to go. I don't think I'm good company.
Yeah, yeah.
Feeling the way that I feel. But something happened after we had a big breakfast and after we cleaned up, and it was a lot of excitement because I did have them Christmas Eve too.
Yes.
I'm not saying I didn't. And then I had them Christmas morning. But then after they left, I felt, it was quiet, but it was a peaceful quiet. And I said, so what can I do? Yeah, I'm by myself. I can open the computer and do some work, but no,
No,
I
it's here.
started watching classic movies,
Nice,
Christmas movies,
nice.
It's a Wonderful Life, and all the ones that we've seen before that we just generally watch around Christmas time.
Yes,
And I spent the next 7 hours just watching Christmas movies, and I enjoyed it.
nice.
It was peaceful and I enjoyed it. And I did think the same thing late last night, Lisa. I thought, boy, all that anxiety and anticipation of I'm going to be home alone on Christmas Day when they all eat, it went out the window because it didn't end up feeling like that. I was
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yes, yes.
I was okay. Now
And
you
that
got to know,
anticipation
if
is
you've
so.
watched our channels though, for Lisa and I, our losses have been a number of years now.
Yes, they have. 14 years for me, January 30th, 14 for my
So
husband.
it's 7. It's half my time,
Yeah,
but we still go through
absolutely.
the feelings, and you will too. You
Absolutely.
will too.
And that's okay. That's okay, you know,
When you know it.
when you know it.
So if you've learned that through Lisa and I, our theme
Yeah.
that we talk about, if you know, then you can grow and learn from these things. And when you know that, oh, you might fall into this, certain times a year, and it's going to be tough no matter how long it's been,
Yeah.
then I think it's a little easier, just like learning anything, right?
Yes.
It's a little easier knowing, oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling this way. Okay. I'll be gentle and I know what to expect.
Right. And it's okay. The
Yeah.
thing is, it's okay. You know, everybody thinks, okay, I'm going to be staying in this depression state forever, but that's not true. You
Yeah.
come out and you're all
You
right.
do. And I've had great positive times this year, great experiences, happy times. And yet all of a sudden when that came again the week before Christmas, I felt actually guilt too. That was another feeling that I suffered because I felt like why am I feeling this way? I shouldn't be. It's been 7 years. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah. All
Get
right.
over
So,
this already.
yeah. All
Move
right.
on. Get over it.
Yeah. No,
And I
no,
blamed it on because I'm not with anybody right now in my life, and I don't have another spouse, and I'm not
no.
dating anybody, and I don't have that other person that I could bounce things off of all the time. So I thought, um, I started feeling guilty that I'm feeling this way,
Okay.
which is a whole nother thing.
It is a whole nother thing. The shoulds, we got to get rid of shoulds. It should not be in a vocabulary, anybody's vocabulary. That's the first thing. And the second thing is our expectation for ourselves. I'm with somebody and I still feel that sense of loss and
Same.
that sense of sometimes, like with my son having gone through this amazing promotion, it saddens me that my husband doesn't see it and
Mm.
can't be so proud of him. And I'm overwhelmed sometimes with sadness about that. But that's normal. That's normal. And that's okay.
It is
That's the
okay,
way it
and
is.
this is our lives.
This is
Lisa,
our
I know
life.
you said that my family that we should, would be nice to look at some of those home videos. So this year we haven't in 7 years, and I have a huge box filled with DVDs. So this year I said to the boys, I said to them like about a month ago, so I think we'll look at some of the movies, this Christmas. I think I'm ready to do that. And they thought it was a good idea.
Wow.
And then Christmas Eve came,
Yeah.
and it was early in the day, and I hadn't even, did I start cooking? Yeah, I had meat in the oven or something. And I said, okay, so we were going to watch a couple of the DVDs, right? And I said it with hesitancy in myself. I don't think they heard it, but I said it like that because, and I felt it like I don't really know if I want to. And when I said that, they were like, why don't we plan that, Mom, for another day? Because we're really going to start cooking and stuff, and the game's coming on, and I just, maybe we should plan it for a day that we're not doing anything.
Your boys protected you, by the way. They
They
protected
did, I'm
you.
sure, but I know that they were feeling it too. That's the thing. And why is that so hard for us? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know why that's so hard, because I know you think that would be a good thing. And again, here's the anticipation of it,
Yep. Yep.
right? That I'm
Yep.
prolonging, because if we do,
Mm-hmm.
it will probably be so wonderful,
It will be.
right?
It would be. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be. But
So that's my thing.
the frightening thing of seeing and experiencing it again and being overwhelmed and all those feelings.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful. It's wonderful watching it and seeing the memories that you've made together. Because
Yeah.
those are always there.
Yeah.
They never leave us.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's talk about the new year and the anticipation of how we face the new year with
That's tough. That's tough
loss.
too. Like facing Christmas Day. The new year, does it feel new? Do I want it to be new? Am I happy about it? Am I looking forward to making some changes in this new season that you're in? And I can easily say no, 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 and no, you know. However, so what are some things we could do, in this season of feeling this, to make ourselves feel a little bit better? And I think it's baby steps.
Me too. Me too.
I don't
Small
think we need
goals.
a grand plan.
That's right. That's right.
Small goals,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep. Maybe it's just a new group that you want to join, or maybe some new people that, you want to meet, or something else that brings some new change. And change is scary for people. Look at all the changes we've been through already. Change is scary, but sometimes embracing it and going with it will result in an amazing opportunity. And you
You
know
know,
me,
I've over this past week, I've implemented three things, and they're small things that I can look forward to in the new year. The first was I had a blank journal laying around, and I split the journal in the middle. So in the which I don't need that many pages to do what I did, but for some reason I had two parts. And the first part was I had made a list probably about 25 years ago, and I can't find it. And it had to be about 75 things. It was a big list. It was on a legal pad, I remember,
wow.
of things that I love, because just finding little pieces of joy and happiness are distant to me. Like I don't find them as much as I did in years past, and I don't know why. Have I just gotten um, more business orientated? Is my personality changing? Is it the grief and all the loss that I've suffered in
What
that 2 year
what
period?
if I'm gonna throw this out? What if you don't allow yourself to have those feelings of happiness? You have to make
And that could
yourself,
be it too,
yeah,
right?
yeah, you gotta
So
make yourself feel it
I
again.
wanted to make a new list of
Okay,
the things that just bring me joy and that smile, right?
okay,
Because
okay,
we need those giddy things again.
sure,
And my list isn't long, it's really short. And
okay.
I'm sitting there with the pen and paper in my hand, and I'm thinking, what um what else can I add to it? And I wasn't really finding a lot. So that disappointed me a little bit. But I'm going to work on it still. I have it on my coffee table in the living room. So in that list are things like I have really nice sheets, by the way.
Okay,
Oh my gosh, I found a company. They're called Peach Skins, by the way.
okay,
But they're awesome sheets. And I love when you put clean sheets on your bed and that first night that you get in that bed, right?
okay.
I love that. So my list starts with that, and then all the things that bring me joy. And the second part of the list is goals. Some goals that I have about my future and what I want to incorporate this coming year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my list in the second half of the book. So those are two good things that you can concentrate on for those different parts of your life.
Nice.
And then there was a third, and then the third one is I'm a reader, and if you're not, audio is fantastic too. I listen to it whenever I'm in the car, but there's so many inspirational, motivational, inspiring, spiritual, and for me, some spiritual things help me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I read it or listen to it, and then I go back and I'll read that sentence again, and reflect on it. And I find that when I read really good things like that, it makes it does calm my brain, and it makes me feel that I have less anxiety and hopeful, and I feel that little bit of happiness and joy. I
Mm-hmm.
did it this morning when I got up. I have a few things next to my bed, and I just randomly would open up something and I would read a little bit about, happiness in your life right now and the future and what it holds, and to think of, all that good inspirational stuff. And I find that it really helps me.
Nice, nice. I, I've always looked at life very seriously, and it is clear to me that the years go by very fast. And people say to me, if only I had, and why didn't I do, and no, 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 waited too long. And I, for years, would say to them, listen, you can't count on the future. You don't know what the future is going to bring you. And so you have to live fully for today. And my friends are finally embracing what I have said for years. And they are deciding to go places and have bucket lists. This year I want to go on a cruise, or this year I promised that I would, do this or go down to Florida, whatever it is. And I think they're realizing, of course, as we get older, we're a little older than you are, but as we get older, we see our lives, less in front of us than behind us. So, and many of them are getting knee replacements and hip replacements and all kinds of things. So, yeah. I think that it's finally occurred to everybody that time just fleets by, and that you really do need to look and see what you really want and think about. And if it's hard, you just go small steps and say, all right, today I need to do this, or I want to do this, or I want to accomplish whatever it is, or the week or the month, whatever it is. But don't let that whole year go by and then say, why didn't I? Don't live like that. You just can't.
And we talk about this a lot, about being on purpose, right? And planning.
Yes.
So one thing that I'm friendly with, I have a friend, she's a little older than me, but we thought, we live on such a beautiful island. Long Island is
Yeah,
really beautiful.
it is.
And for some reason, all of, not the summer that just passed, the summer before that, we were so involved in our businesses and in working, and neither one of us, we had a conversation one day, and neither one of us had went to the beach at all.
Wow.
So I think it was probably around March or April of this past year, and when we had that conversation, and we thought, you know what, and we probably won't go again if we're not purposeful about it and maybe plan it. So
Yeah.
let that be a challenge for the both of us. So what did we do? We were on the phone. We got out our calendar. We live by our calendars on Google. We
Uh-huh.
got out our calendars and we went through the entire summer until September. And we put one day every other week. So it was twice a month that we would go to a different beach.
Nice.
And, could be a beach we've never been to before, or the familiar Robert Moses, whatever it was. And guess what? Because it was on our
Yep.
calendar
Yep.
and it was scheduled, we did it.
That's right.
We did it.
Yes.
And I don't think I would have done that if we didn't have that conversation and purposely put it down
Yes.
on our calendar,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that you can do things like that,
Yes. Yes.
no matter what it may be, whether it's reading a new book once a month, whether it's having lunch with a friend once a month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, once a month, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it really fills you up. I belong to, it started out as a mastermind, but we've become um, such good friendships, with the four of us. So there's four of us women, and we go to a new restaurant, one that we've never been to before, every single month.
Nice.
Every single month. We have it on the calendar, girls' night. And you know something? The four of us, we look so forward to that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
really do. Like that week of, we feel like, oh my gosh, it was so long ago. I haven't seen you in a month. I can't wait. Where are
Yeah.
we going? What time? Who made the reservation? And
Yes.
it's something to look forward to. So I've been really blessed in my life to have that,
Yes.
over the last, it's 2 years now we're doing that.
That's really great. I think people have got to start thinking about what would make them happy, or
Yeah,
what used to make them happy, or what other ideas they have in their lives that could add to their lives.
that's
They
right.
need to start focusing on that. I know it's nothing that they normally do, but as we said, the time goes by so fast. And then
It
you're going to look at the
does.
year and you're going to say, what did I do this year? That's why I
Nothing.
do a holiday
Yeah.
letter. I love writing down everything that happened during the year, and I'm surprised at how much has happened for me because I made it happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. So that I think this whole conversation is a little bit about pre-planning
it is.
and doing things on purpose
Yes, yes,
because you do have a choice. You
Right.
don't have to do anything,
That's right.
or you can make that choice to make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's important to know when you're going through these struggles, I think.
Yes. Yes. And
Right?
promise yourselves that you think about yourself. That's another thing. The self-care and the self-help and all, we don't normally think about ourselves, but we need to.
And
We
it's
need to
all over the
focus on our
place now.
needs.
I read about it in newspapers, AARP,
Yeah.
all these on TV, these segments that are all about emotional wellness
Yes.
and nurturing and self-care.
Yeah.
And we see it and we read it, but do you implement it?
Correct. Correct.
That's the
Yes.
thing.
Correct.
Like I'm all about, oh my gosh, now I'm reading everything and I have to, you know, I want to be really healthy this year. I mean, I'm not sick. I don't have an illness, thank you, Lord, but I need to be in better shape. I need to get healthier from
Mm-hmm.
the inside out. And how do I do this? And I get all excited about doing it, but then will I implement it? And that's the tough part. That's the challenge.
That's why you got to go back to steps. If you look at this overwhelming thing, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds or I want to be healthier or blood pressure less or whatever it is, that's overwhelming. But what can I do each day or each week to help myself and to get to where I want to be? That's the thing. Breaking it down into small goals about everything. Everything
Right.
you want to do. I want to be more social. Okay, how am I going to do that? Or I want to meet more people. All right, how am I going to do that? And so you have to break down and figure out. So that's not so overwhelming. I want to
Yeah.
travel. Okay, how am I going to travel? How will I afford it? Well, guess what? If I saved, $100 a month, by the fall, I have a really nice nest egg to go travel in the fall,
Right.
right? I want to go
Right.
travel with a bunch of friends. Let's see what friends are around and what they want to do, you know? So all that. And
And
really
then
important.
do it and do it
That's
because
right.
I know firsthand, Lisa knows firsthand that tomorrow is not promised.
We do know that.
Tomorrow is not. And it could be the end of our YouTube videos. I don't know. Things,
That's right.
and you can't take things for granted.
That's right.
We're blessed every single day to do the little things that we do.
Yes.
And if you love that and you can find appreciation and gratitude in your life for those simple things, like me watching the Christmas movies last
Yes.
night,
Good for
you
you.
know,
Good for
and
you.
and
And it
what
brought you
was
joy.
funny?
It brought you joy.
It
That's
did it,
wonderful.
but what was really funny was It's a Wonderful Life. Okay, I've seen it how
Yeah.
many
Me too.
times?
Me too.
It made me cry. I got all this welled up emotion about, at the end, when he
Sure.
realizes that it's
Sure.
what life is all about.
Sure.
But it got me a little emotional, and I've
But that's
never felt
great.
that.
That's great.
I've
That's wonderful.
It was nice. I enjoyed the evening. And I was actually going to take a bubble bath and do a facial, and I made
Nice.
that as a plan, and I never got to that. I enjoyed the movies, and I
Okay.
ate some chocolate and cookies that were
Okay.
around and didn't care and didn't have guilt, and
Okay.
so it wasn't bad. And I'm glad today's today, and I'm
Yes.
glad that I'll be grateful, or I'll be blessed enough to have next year, 2023. And that's what we have to look forward to, no matter what you're going through right now. Seasons change, and
Right.
we always talk about the grief times of the seasons that we go through. But also, this could be a very hard season, and next month it can be so much better. And we do have leverage. We do have a choice in that to a
We
point,
do. We do.
right?
So much of it is how we look at things. So
My
much of
favorite
it.
quote: if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
It's a great quote.
Always my favorite.
Great quote. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope this year we've actually offered some value
Me too.
and education. That's what Lisa and I look to do. And we've seen more people have been watching the videos, which
Yeah,
is a really nice thing.
it is.
And that's the only reason why we do it. So this coming year, we've talked about a few different things. We, specific illnesses that people that come into your life unexpected. I think we have a show coming up, about breast cancer as an example. We did one recently on pancreatic cancer. And
Yep.
again, we're not the doctors, we're
Yep.
your friends in your living room on your
Yeah.
computer having a conversation.
That's right. That's right.
So anything that we can offer you that might help you or your family or a friend or a loved one, that's what we look to do. And if you have any suggestions, for
Yeah.
us to do any type of a
Yes. Any
show, we'll do that
topics.
as well.
Yes. And please just
Yeah.
spread the word, spread these videos. We're almost up to 80. And it's a lot of
Yeah.
videos and a lot of
Yeah.
really great content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
I am
looking
grateful.
forward.
And I am grateful to you, Susan,
Oh, Lisa,
for our
thank you.
wonderful opportunity to do this for us and for people.
Yeah. And, you and I, Lisa, in the things that we've done in our life, we're teachers at heart. We love to
Yeah.
share,
Yes.
right? Important information, not gossip,
Yes.
right? We
Yes.
love to share valuable
Yes.
education and help teach people things that they didn't know, to help them learn and grow along the way.
Yes.
So that's the whole point of these videos. As far as the other things that we do, Lisa, I almost called you Linda. My mother's Linda.
Oh, wow.
You're
Wow.
Lisa.
Well, I
Um,
just finished a support group for the
oh yeah,
holidays. People
and
who
that
have
went well. You told me.
it went really well. I think that it helped people change the way they looked at the holidays, the way they reacted to them, and how they saw opportunities to make
Yeah,
changes. So that's great. And,
excellent.
I've got my two books, which of course support pancreatic cancer, but also people moving forward with their lives after loss. And um, those support the Lost Barton Foundation. So that's what I've been doing. And I know you're busy with your legacy books, which are amazing. And
Yeah, and that the project that I do, the Legacy Book Project, I've now put into place a program, and it's one-on-one training for a certification on to be that creative legacy
wow,
specialist. So you can start up your own part-time or full-time business doing this with people that you meet along the way and helping them leave their memories and stories and experiences recorded on paper for future
nice,
generations.
nice.
So you can find out more information about that and the Healing Garden, which is on my website. You can go to susancapurso.com. That's the easiest way to get there, and you can see all that. And I was just certified as a funeral celebrant too. So I'll be doing officiating some of those funeral services and help with that as well.
That's
And it
wonderful
was
because you make them really meaningful to people.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Respectful.
There's so many, readings and prayers and music and things you could do to make it really, really special. My husband was the first of 14 people that passed in a 2-year period. And how I look back and I think with his service, how I would have done things a little bit differently. Had I known, I would have liked to implement certain things that would have really celebrated his life, but I didn't think that way, and we don't. We're too overwhelmed and frightened with trauma, when we experience a loss. So, but that's something that I look forward to in this coming year. So Lisa, I won't see you till
Yeah,
2023.
that's right. Happy and healthy new year to us
Yeah.
and to everybody else.
Yes, and we look forward to seeing you next video. If you
Yes.
like our videos, please like and follow our videos and share with a friend who may need it most.
Yep.
Have a happy holiday,
Yep.
happy new year, and smile.
Yep. Happy and healthy to everybody. Take good care.
Bye.
Bye.